Dawn-Piercing Darkness, Episode 3. Let's have a quick recap. 4 boys from seemingly good family backgrounds head towards the hill to end their lives. One of them is Nick, who belongs to an affluent family and was living an extravagant life when he comes to know that his mother was cheating on his father and he's not the biological son of his father. He then decides to end his life. They are led to a salt mine to enjoy a more painful death. They are escorted to a deep and dark salt mine to experience a more painful death. Craig Waltz was a genius and had everything one can dream about. However, arrogance and pride made him touch the ground, and he's also on his way to forbidden death. Episode 3. The bitterness of death. Craig thought when he passed out. But then soon he's awakened by Brendan's frightened cries. Wow, what happened? I'm not dead yet? Suddenly he feels all his airways are blocked and he's unable to breathe. It seems that he's breathing salt in and out instead of air. He felt like gagging and vomited out. But then out of weakness, he passes out again. Nick, on the other hand, is stupefied. It's so dark around him. His mind is playing games. I think I'm in hell. He sees flames and pain everywhere. It's because of the carbon dioxide mixed with other gases that have boggled his mind, and he's hallucinating. Brandon has started to cry. Loud wails, louder than the spectacles who used to cheer him up when he was out on the field. Brandon O'Hara is the killer all-rounder of the football world, an unbeatable king when he was 4. He kicked his beach ball so hard that it soared above, never to be found again. Brandy has strong legs, his pa would proudly say. He was the youngest of the 3 brothers. The elder 2 were not at all sporty, however responsible, and had become independent as soon as they finished high school. Brandon was his father's dream, a dream that he couldn't fulfill because his own parents were not at all supporting him. Mr. O'Hara wanted his son to play as a professional footballer in the future. Brandon worked hard, being a star player throughout his high school. And then he was selected in the best university that supported a national level football team. Soon he started playing national level football and was also known as the Mighty Beast because of his build and stamina. After years of toil and time, he was finally selected as a forward at the international level. Then there was no looking back for him. Money and fame were like slaves. The best part was that he was so much into football that he thought of nothing else. No drugs, no parties, no girls, and so no scandals and no controversies. He was known for putting the best play in the tournament. The crowd cheered at the top of their lungs whenever he came in the field. The unbeatable king will kill. But then, the 3 are wailing and crying like Kilkenny kittens when Jacob arrives and mocks them. So you wanted to kill yourselves. And you think dying is that easy? Oh, we are wailing because of pleasure, Nick explains. We just want to taste the bittersweet taste of death, Craig explains feebly. Brandon is silent, however. Okay, then come with me. I'll make you experience something more powerful than killing and death. What can be more torturous than death? The trio wonders. However, they follow him respectfully, like subordinates following the master, obediently. The day had an awful start when suddenly it started to rain, and the quarterfinals of an international match had to be delayed for a couple of hours. As a team captain, Brandon was continuously revising with his team the tactics and techniques that they had to apply during various situations. But alas, is there any technique to change fate? All the rays of light had started to overshadow the effects of the downpour. The field was wet and slippery. And the major kick of the season, oh no! The commentator's voice seemed to come from far beyond. Brandon closed his eyes as sharp pain pierced through his left ankle. He was rushed to the hospital where the doctors advised full bed rest. No play during the season at least, Dr. Adams warned him. But my people are depending on me. Do you want to risk your whole career? You're just 28 and there will be more tournaments in the future. However, Brandon's mind is quickly calculating. And the American Bulldogs trashed the French Poodles in the tough crash with the score 4-1. Brandon's heart jumped with joy. Yes, we made it, and I have to be a part of my team. So despite doctors' warning and even Spa's emotional speech didn't budge him, and he was there playing for the Bulldogs in the semi-final of the international football battle. And believe it or not, because of his experience and excellent performance, the team made it to the finals. But the following night, he experienced sharp pain in his lower leg, just below the kneecap. He was rushed to the surgery ward and the doctors declared him unfit for football, for life. I told you so, the look in Dr. Adams' eyes told him. Pa, who was trying his level best to console Brendan, but deep down he was disappointed. His whole life he was picturing his son to be an international star, and he was, no doubt, but it all went down the drain just because of his carelessness. And for Brandon, he was paralyzed, not physically, but spiritually, unable to think. He was like a soulless body. Of course, football was his soul. He went into deep depression for months, and then one day joined the damned others to adopt forbidden death. Jacob leads them to a bus stand, where Nick lays down in front of a fast-moving vehicle. Jacob rolls his eyes and calls out the drama king. He then picks him up and apologizes to the fretting bus driver. He then warns him to be patient. They travel through green fields and penetrate a mountainous area. The air around is fragrant and crisp, with traces of frost, very minimal though. After 3 hours of travel, they come out in a sleepy town, which seems sparsely populated. They enter the town's marketplace, and Jacob asks someone about Shaolin Remedial Center. Oh yes, the great Shaolin resides on the upward hill, just 15 minutes walk from the market, one man said respectfully. Walking for 15 minutes on a hill? Dreaded Craig. He's not used to walking that much. Nick and Brendan are thinking the same. It's not physically, but mentally they have given up, and so their bodies are not in sync with their minds. Jacob gives them a sharp look, as if saying that it is the only destination that they require, so cut the unnecessary chatter. While strolling, they meet many people who note them politely, as if knowing where they are being taken to. They pass through flowery meadows and well-organized residential areas, where houses are arranged in neat rows like cookies in a tray. The gentle breeze freshening their minds and souls, as if saying, life is precious. The minutes passed by, and strangely, they don't feel all the toil. Overall, it was a pleasant walk. They reached the destination. On the top of the hill, big black gates, having ornamental designs, framed a beautiful dwelling, having green fields and a vast ground. It seemed the hill was designated for the particular place only, which added to its magnificence. And on top of the gates, a big signboard enlightened, Shaolin's Remedial Center, aroused their curiosity.